Today was a big day. We got a lot done. It's about 8 o'clock at night here right now, and just got done eating dinner. But the lot that we got done was moving some stuff over to the hideout, because right now we are moving into our 37-foot trailer. But I'm also working on our small trailer Betty, and I am getting the floor in for where the shower basin is going to be, and then there'll be another area here where this toilet's going to be able to slide out and come into this area. Now, my question is, wow, that really puts you up high. So I wanted to see how high this was. That means we got to go much lower on this floor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to route out the board here, and we're going to make that pretty deep. We're going to drop it at least 3 inches or so, and that's going to put us to where we want to be, so that we're kind of at the height of the shower head and not above it. Like, because I'm not a tall guy, I'm 5'6", and to be here and the shower head to be all the way up here, like all the way down here, that feels just a little too high. So like even the shower door is, I'm almost at the top of it, right? So we don't want to do that. We have to make sure that we're at a decent height. So dropping about 3 inches, which is pretty much one of the boards. So we are going to make it on a nice little angle and shave it down. So that way we have a gradual slope going to the drain area. One of the other things I'm going to have to do here is I am going to have to go underneath the rig and drop the gray water tank and make sure that my hole is lined up, because I'll have to re-drill my drain hole and make sure that I have all the proper sizing and fittings. I did get in here and drill this other side out. As you'll see yesterday, if you remember yesterday, I drilled the back side of the trailer over there on the other side. This is an air vent that allows air to kind of flow through the whole trailer. And then this is the black, or sorry, not the black water tank, but the gray water tank. So all I got to do is just undo that one side right there. We'll drop this tank all the way down, and we'll be able to, don't got you guys at the right angle. We'll drop down this side right here, maybe the middle, drop the whole tank down, and then we could always put it right back up where it is. But I've already pre-made a little like drill hole there. And so with that drill hole, if I go all the way up and through to the other side of where the drain is going to be, or through the insulation, then I can actually drill my hole for my drain. So I don't know if I'm going to do this offset or not, because I have to go pretty far down with this here. So this is probably about 3 inches itself. Let's grab a tape measure and measure this. So I do have an air vent on the other side of the, like where the sink is. I have an air vent. So I'm pretty sure that with having that one air vent, I shouldn't need another air vent coming off of this to allow the water to escape. So because the pan, if you just go into a tank, if there's no air vent, it won't just drain. So I don't think I need it, because I already have one on this side of the tank. Now, if I was using a different tank, then I would need it. Ooh, there's that game where it's like, let's see if I could pull 6 inches. I'm going to say that's about 6 inches right there. 5 1/4, pretty close. And so this depth, right? If I was to seat that in, let's see. This is going to be the hardest part of this whole thing, because I kind of have to fit this in and then put this on top of it. So I got to seat this in on the ground there, and then that's going to go to the drain line. So that's going to sit in there, and then that's going to go on top. and seal that. So I want something that's going to cup and hold this in place, but then also be flush in that pan. So that way the water could gradually go into it. And then this being the seal right here. So this is going to have to like go on first. How am I going to do that? That's going to have to go on first. And then we cover that. And then this screws onto top. This is one thing I have to figure out. That's going to be kind of like the most difficult part, is getting this in place. So what I could technically do, it all depends on how deep I'm going on that foam. So the depth of this meeting that. And what was the depth of this? 2.5 inches. All right, I think I'm gonna have to look up a video on something like this and see how this could seat in. I think what I kind of have to do is get the pipe in place, and then I can fit this on it, and then build the structure kind of around this, because I do want it to like basically squish right on top of this in order for it to work properly. Lots to think about. See, this is the hard part about these jobs, is like they don't just like happen. You either have to know exactly what you're doing beforehand, or you got to do research while you're there. And sometimes you'll be doing a job, and since it's such a custom thing, you have to do research while you're there. Kind of becomes part of it. Or you do research, like you do all the things leading up to it, and then you start doing your research and making sure that you're doing it right. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how this all lines up. And I think I'm going to make it work. I hope. Also, we did donate all the money to the South Coast Humane Society in Brookings, Oregon. So I'm really happy about that we were able to do that. Thank you, everybody who put donations in. Today, I was looking through different charitable organizations on GoFundMe already to try to make up the next one that's going to happen, so I can make up the poll for the next one that's going to happen. My guess is that in the next week, you can look forward to seeing a poll. I've just been so busy, like quite literally today. I worked on a video this morning because the reason why the video didn't come out this weekend yet on F&A Life is we are working with a brand, and the brand hasn't gotten back to us until today. And so this morning they wanted 2 changes, and we made those changes. Pretty easy stuff, but we now have to wait for them to accept those changes in order for that video to go out. And honestly, I love the video. It was really fun to do this project that we did. That's going to be the next video. And then the following video after that is already edited. It just needs like audio and stuff like that done. So when I go home from this, I'll be working on that. But after I did the edits that they wanted and re-uploaded and all that stuff, we went over to the hideout and we started moving everything in. And so that got in the way. I dropped Everly off. I had to pick her back up. Yeah, so it's just been a really, really busy day. And when we were at the hideout, I was cleaning up stuff. I was getting stuff ready for like when we move in. Alex was obviously there helping, but I feel like that the last few days I just been going nonstop and with no break. And I'm also shooting these videos. And since I've committed to doing 365 days, it's basically impossible for me to like stop or give up on it. Which is good, because that's showing like, you know, the commitment that I have to the craft, and not only just the craft, but also you guys, you know, the community. I made this commitment and I want to stick to it. And even though there's not as many people watching, I don't care. Like, it's all good, you know? Like, all the people that do watch, I really appreciate you guys, and it means the world to me. And yeah, I'm going to just keep going at it. And maybe, Who knows? This might be the #1 vlog channel in the whole entire world. There we go. Got that little metal piece stuck in there. Yep. That must have been the old one. I wonder what that was from. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what this is from. I think this is from when I cut the hole for the wiring. It's just been sitting in here for that long. Because then I did a different drill size for what we did up there. I'm just cleaning this stuff out before we get to the next step. Or is this just procrastinating? Probably a little bit of that. But I think what I'm going to do next before I start this is I'm going to continue to build the structure in here for the wall to go up. So as you can see, the toilet is now like kind of in place. Get you guys over here. Let's see what you guys see. Perfect. So the toilet, that's where it's going to kind of sit. And then it's going to slide into the space like so, keeping it as far on the back wall as possible. So that way, when you sit down to use it, you still have plenty of foot room here, and you could close the door. Oh, let me show you guys. There you go. So you'll be able to sit here, use the toilet, close the door without anything being in the way. And it's actually really comfortable amount of space. And I'm not even sitting all the way back on the unit yet. So that's good. I added bracing here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back there, and I'm going to add some bracing here. So that way we can make a little bit of like a straight back and then an up. That way we can make the walls meet, and we can go up to the ceiling. And then we'll have a little closet area in here where we could fit the electrical and all that good stuff. And just give us enough elbow room to really be able to be in the shower here. Let's see what it looks like on camera if I move you guys back. All right. So if I'm in the shower without the toilet in here, let's move the toilet back. If I'm in the shower here and I'm showering and I go to pick up my elbows, like I want to kind of be at least somewhere like right here. Somewhere right here, just above the toilet somewhere. And so when those elbows come up, it gives you a lot of space there. All right, I think we have a plan. We have a plan of action here. Now we need a tape measure to figure out exactly how far that is. All right, so I'm in here, elbows up. That's a little bit past. That's about it. I'm talking like 32 inches. It's probably pretty comfortable. So let's see what 32 inches brings us off this wall. I thought I brought a pencil in. This is always my problem, guys. I need to wear my tool belt so that way I'm not in and out 20 times, especially with my ACL. But I'm doing really good on that front. So 32 puts us about here, which gives us plenty of space, plenty of room. $32 actually still puts us just in front of the toilet. I think I could go deeper. That's 32 there. I think I could go to 36. 36 puts us basically just right there. $36. $36. 36. All right, so we have a couple of 36s marked. My question is, that screen fits in there pretty easily. That's kind of perfect. So we could technically go to 36 because I do want to install this Blue Eddy screen. So that way I can control everything from right here. So if we have that basically somewhere right there at 36, we would be in a good spot, even if it's close like that, you know? And the reason why I want to put this like kind of high up is that way Everly can't really get to it, and unless she's basically standing on the bed. And so that way she can't mess with the electrical system at all. I think that's a good idea. Worth it. Work it. The other place I could potentially put this would be on Everly's wall, but the problem is the beams that I've created are too thin for what I need to be able to lock this in place. 36, huh? What does that give me back there, wall-wise? At 36, I get about 11 inches of width in this area in the top part. The bottom part over here, I still have plenty of space. I'm going to put you guys back up here because this is a pretty good angle. So yeah, so the bottom part is still going to be fully open, or the full space. So the full space is about 16, something like that, around 16, 17 inches. So this lower part here, up until about this section, is going to be like a fair size space that I'm hoping to still be able to get into, but I'm going to close this wall off to a certain point. And then this wall is going to have to come somewhere to here. So I am going to have to put a beam inside as well. How do I want to do that? How do you want to do that there, Frank? How do you want to do that there? So whenever I come off this wall, I got to go to this wall. Okay. This is definitely the hard part. Creating the structure that makes sense for this. So we'll go to the height of this. And then the other issue that I'm going to have is if I bring that down a bunch, we're definitely going to need sliders on this that are going to be heavy duty enough to be able to hold the weight when we come over here. And then there's going to be about a 3-inch drop on your feet for when you sit on the toilet. And I guess the question is that comfortable, right? So I'll just imagine this. Oh yeah, that's plenty comfortable. 3-inch drop. I'm probably even a little bit deeper than that. So I think that will be fine. So I'm not worried about necessarily the comfortability on the toilet anymore with that 3-inch drop. But how do I get there? Where you're not jamming your toes on the shower pan. I know how to get there. I can put one of those, like, I can make like one of those wood, little things in there, the grates, to where you could put that on top, but your feet aren't necessarily on the shower pan. So that's one way to do it. I think Stokelove had something like that in their rig. So yeah, so I think the next, like today is basically just going to be me. Tonight is going to be me trying to figure out all the different angles of this And then once I have all the angles down, then I can start to build it. But I left like a little lip on the other side of this right here. So that way we could land the wall right on that little edge right there. And yeah, I think we'll be able to do that and nail that in, and then we could glue everything kind of to it. But it's been 20 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and see you tomorrow.